That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 on the board. Now it's Miller, and he'll get this one up to the 26. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Dumps it complete to Miller. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it third down. On third down, Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Here we go.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
To throw on 3rd down, Stafford. He finds Roberts, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And that one results in 35 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Riddick. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go.
From the gun, Stafford. Man open, it's Moss, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And Stafford's going to take it himself. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Matthew Stafford on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions add on to their lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Here comes Grant on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Going deep for Diggs. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Cousins to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
It's caught by Roberts. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Stafford now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Stafford. Now he's got it. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left.
10.
A final shot before the break. Stafford. And this one's incomplete. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the 2nd half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half. See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at about the 32. Now they'll run it on the toss.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Stafford. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Stafford now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. His throw caught right around the 6. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, a 22. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now Stafford. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darius Slay with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Prater on to add the extra point. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 28-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On play action, Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one, 46 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that? You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Lamar Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Set, 180.
Now a carry for Blunt. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Yeah, tag 53.
They go play action here on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Stafford now to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. He got 29 yards that time. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 24. Throwing is Stafford. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
On the ball, on the ball. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Tag 58 here, tag 58. Hey, 54.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? From the gun, here's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. as his guys are in for 6, and the Lions are able to grow their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it again with Miller. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins underneath for Miller. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too. The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Now a first carry for their fullback, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But You know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. On the toss, this is Blunt. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Here's Blunt. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a toss play to Blunt. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Detroit, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.